Yeah. Yeah, cunt. Yeah.
Chuck your bevies up. What? Chuck your bevies up. What? Bevies up. What?
What it does, what is good, what is poppin', everybody? My name is Cee.
And my name is Nose Diddy Dog.
And welcome to episode 3 of Relentless Unpacked, season 2 of the Bad Habits podcast. We are here, special edition today. It's our first ever episode with the only gentleman that we work with, who is a brother to us. He is a part of the fam. We literally, I don't fuck with anybody except this gentleman when it comes to the music videos. Nobody does it like King Richie Bastarache. Make some fucking noise.
What's up? What's up? Thanks for having me.
In the building. And the other reason this episode is special, we're celebrating someone's day today. Tell us who that is, someone. Tell us whose day we're celebrating. It's this cunt on the wrong day. Notion's birthday. What are we going to give? We're going to give him a bit of a...
Hey, there's a kitty in the background. Hey, kitties.
In the background, yo.
Do it for the kitties.
Yo.
What do we all...
mate, so,
how you feeling?
Still.
I love it. Happy... Whoa.
I'm feeling great, actually, mate. Everything's smooth as.
Fucking love it.
Zero complaints. Feel like a vibrant 20-something-year-old, and you know I'm not 20-something, so that's all the hint I'll give you.
There you go. That's all you can ask for, mate. What is everyone sipping on this evening? Before we get down to
fancy
business,
stuff, mate.
What you got?
A little matron fine beer. Got a janky IPA, so you know, little fruity, little piney. Just a little hazy banger to kick off the potty.
Love it. Shouts to Justin. King Dog. What do you got there,
Absolutely.
Uncle Dicko?
I got the Love Best Session New England IPA.
Hey,
I thought it was appropriate to bring it on this episode. You also gave it to me as a gift after the last music video we did together.
Yes, sir.
Perfect.
There's Echo Session Ales and BOS podcast right there. I was talking to the brewer, I think it was yesterday or the day before. He texted me and said, you want to do it again for January? I'm like, fuck oath, mate. Fuck oath. Love that you got that. I got some fresh ones for you as well when we film. We're going to talk about the future videos that we're doing next week as well. I'm rocking, because I don't drink on Mondays or Sundays. We're doing this a day late this week. Yeah, so I wasn't doing this for a while, but I went back and copped a bunch recently. Funnily enough, this is from this brand called Bedfellows Liquid Arts. It's a 5 milligram THC beer style beverage, like it's like non-alcoholic beer essentially with THC. I got reached out to by the and I'm not sure what style it is. It's almost like a wheat beer or something. It's like bitter and wheaty, you know, it's a little hazy and stuff. It's cool.
Is it mad carbonated or?
Yeah, pretty carbs, but it's nice.
It almost looks like medicine.
The bottle? Oh yeah, with the brown. They normally look at all the stupid labels they make them put on there though. Look how big that is.
Yeah,
it takes up almost. It's ridiculous.
It's not attractive.
No, it's really not. And the funny thing is, for our other podcast, BOS, this brand reached out and they sent me cannabis non-alcoholic beers, non-active version. So they sent me cannabis beers without cannabis in it. It's fucking hell. I was like, I guess it's just probably illegal for them to actually send cannabis products for people. But I was really excited because I drink them all the time on this podcast, and they sent it for the other one. I told them that too, and they still sent these on. But you know, you take what you get. So this is our third and the final episode in this. I guess this mini
series.
Series. It's a season. I guess it's like a continuous season. It's a series within a season. There you go. You're right. And we're going to be focusing, like we've said, we did, episode 1 with Maya Clarity and Notion talking about the production and the engineering of the Relentless album, which was my sophomore album, which dropped a couple weeks ago. We did episode 2 with the homie Josh Telfer, who does all of our art. We talked about it before, he did the covers on the wall there. I did these tour posters behind me. Josh did the cover art, and we talked through all of that and the history. And this is the third part of it, and the real, the key elements of the project of the music videos, and that's where Uncle Dicko came in. So because it's still first time on the, his name's Richard, but I call him Uncle Dicko. Is that okay? Just people
That's
want
okay.
ripped in his dick, and that's just how the evolution is. I mean, you filled the pocket up nicely. That was.
But anyone watching, if you see me on the street, probably don't approach me with that.
Oi, Dicko! It's Dicko!
Is that Uncle Dicko? Look at that bloke, eh?
You got to buy me at least one drink first.
At least one, if you want to get called
At
Dicko.
least one.
We've been through a lot of shit, so I'm allowed to. So with that said, I feel like when we did Josh's episode last week, it was really dope because even though he'd been on earlier on in the like a year ago actually, it was really helpful to sort of paint the picture of all of the work that we'd done together as far as just all the collaborative work to lead to what we did on Relentless, which is really what this is about. But I want to set the stage with you, Rich, just because we have done so much together over the years, and I want to let people know. I mean, obviously, you've done so much more than just work with us, obviously. But maybe we should start with that. Then, do you want to maybe give people like the quick bio, sort of how you got into film and stuff, and then maybe we'll move into how we actually met?
Sure. So yeah, like born and raised in Calgary, near Calgary, Alberta, small town,
Gang.
and always had an itch to like get out of there, go to somewhere else. So I went to Vancouver Film School. Always loved cinema and movies and stuff like that. And then we always wanted to combine that with a deep passion for music. So what better way to do that than make music videos?
Yeah.
So I moved out to Montreal maybe a year after I finished school there. And I believe, I'm totally sure, is Craig is actually was my first music video ever.
Yes.
Yeah, and we met on Craigslist, if you can believe it.
Ooh, look at that!
Back when it was like still a thing. I don't know if it's still a thing. Craigslist.
What a synchronicity!
I think it was actually pretty funny. I'm pretty sure it is still a thing. That's a really good question, and it was because. Okay, that was a great, very, very to the point synopsis, and we'll start to get into the growth over the years. And when people see the work, how it began, both as you as a videographer and an editor, and me as a performer in front of a music video. Even for this, I think I'd only done 2, maybe 3 before we shot this video. So I was the first one. We connected because when I moved here, my partner Tiffany and I were students, and we had no fucking money at all. We had no way to continue working on stuff. So we were like, she said to me, well, if you want to keep doing videos, why don't you post on Craigslist and maybe you'll meet someone cool and you can build together on some stuff like I had with Josh and other people that we work with. So I was reluctant at first, but then I was like, all right, cool. I posted, I think I remember getting like 30 responses and end up drilling it down to maybe 3 people, which was you, another dude, Shane Russell, who ended up, we'll tell that story in a sec when we look at this other video, and this other dude who lived literally in the building next to where I am right now and got us incredibly high and scared the shit out of me, so we never worked with him. So really it came down to you two, and then you and I, you were the very first person we worked with here. So you and I think we moved to Montreal within a month of each other, from memory.
Yeah, very right. I think I came right before you.
I think, we moved in July 2012.
Oh, you were right before me then. I was in August.
No, I knew it was 1 month either way. Okay.
August 12th or something.
Oh, we were, really? I think we were July 30th. So literally, that's like 2 weeks.
A couple weeks, yeah.
Fuck, okay, so literally the same time. That is really funny. And I think we met, it must have been like September, October, something like that probably.
Something like that.
I
remember it was chilly, but not like crazy.
Like death. And it was at a Van Hoot Cafe in Palais du Congrès, which was, we'd had a few moments around there over our time, We sent Shane home around there and, we won't go there, but, we've had some fun. So we connected on that, and I had this song that I had done with this producer in the UK. At the time, his name was Flames Y'all, which is a pretty bad name, but he changed it to a much cooler name now, 76. And I had this song just a single that I did with him, and I was like, it'd be cool to do a video for it. I was performing it when I was doing shows, and I really liked the song. So I'm pretty sure I just talked to you. I was like, hey, man, how do you feel about this? And then you were like...
No, almost. You sent me a bunch of songs, and you said, pick one. And
okay.
I picked one, and then you're like, actually, this other dude, Shane, is going to do that one. And I'm like, okay, then I want to do this one.
Okay, which song was the one that Shane did?
I can't remember.
Okay,
maybe it was When the Chips Are Down.
I was about to say it might have been that one. Yeah. Okay. So this was okay. I'm gonna switch the screens and play it, and I'm not gonna dwell on it too long. So I'm just gonna be playing the video. So if anyone's listening on the audio section, head over to the YouTube channel and check. Just like with Josh's episode, when I will describe it, but like it's kind of cool to see it. And we've never actually done this before, where we'll play the video on mute, and Rich can like give some commentary or for all these ones. We're going to talk about both the stuff that Rich has done for me and for Notion as well, because all of Notion stuff, basically, Rich has done, I think, almost every single video as well. But one or two. And then the very first So Cold was by someone else.
So Cold was by Andrew Pierce.
Okay, but then Richard has done everything else. So we have a bunch of stuff that we're going to like kind of skim through just to show you guys the history, and then you'll be able to see. I think the most important thing for all of us is we're going to see the growth in everything, and I think that's we're gonna laugh at ourselves for sure. But y'all will be able.
Those ones are pretty bad.
Yeah, we're not exactly like super proud of them. So okay, I'm going to play this video. Oh, hang on a second. That doesn't do it. I need to click to this screen. So you guys are just going to disappear because I couldn't figure out how to do it otherwise. So if I play this now. All right, so I don't know why it's like not loading in the highest setting. What if I do quality? It's only 720p, bro. Maybe it's because we're like recording or something. It'll catch up. So tell us what we're seeing here. So this was a shot literally at in the front door of my old place in next to the park.
It's off.
Yeah, this was March 2013. So we met 2012. Yeah, it was bad. Look, it's even got our house number in it. It was bad. And and look at that, Tiff. That's my partner Tiffany. She was outside in a fucking dress because the song is called Prom Night. In a prom dress, and she said that cars were driving by, like asking her, like, is she okay and stuff, as she was standing there freezing her ass off.
People were stopping, yeah, of course, because it's like weird. It was so cold.
So the yeah, go on top.
It's so good. I love it. Baby Steve Easy, look at his face.
Another guy.
No beard.
No beard.
Sorry.
Which guy?
Nose dripping. Well, remember there was a guy that was helping us film. He was on the camera, and I was just telling him what to do.
Was that Brandon? Shane's mate?
No, this other guy, Nathaniel.
Oh, your mate. Yes. I remember him.
But then after that, I decided to shoot all of them by myself, pretty much. This is easy. I just found it easier.
Right. So I remember this is one of the first, you and me had a big fucking, like, we are dickheads because we kept filming outdoors for a long time in winter. Like, I don't know why we
did it 2 or 3.
We didn't learn. Now we don't do it anymore.
Well, we're going to film next week though, so hopefully it's not too bad.
Well, I don't know. It was like 13 degrees today. The good Lord put it on for Notion's birthday, so...
Well, during the day though, but at night it's still cold.
Oh yeah, because it's
shooting at night.
Yeah, true. Mostly in a car, but yeah, we're gonna have to minimize the outdoor stuff. Fuck, because we waited so long. It's our fault.
We try to keep it to a minimum. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean,
after this video traumatized me.
Yeah, this was bad. Like I think we all got like frostbite almost from this shit.
I think we were outside for like 8 hours.
Yeah, it was. Did we do like a footage dump, or we ran into the lobby and just sort of warmed up for a second? Because look, I got no gloves on in that scene there. I remember I was wearing the suit, and I got changed outdoors, like taking the pants off, because I put that suit on.
Oh right, and then here, that's me.
That was you, yeah.
That's me, and then I remember like we needed like a double to like be you while you find you or something, and then. We didn't have anyone, and then there was like Shane, the other guy's roommate, Brandon, who just like for some reason decided to come through and help us, even though we didn't even know him.
No, we didn't. So we met him that day.
It was like shout outs to him. That was like super nice of him to do for no reason.
And he's about the same height as me, so he put the suit on and walked off while I'm watching him. So that's Brandon there. That's why you're not seeing the thing.
There, yeah.
It's like, see, that was good cut. That's good editing, bro.
It's a little fast, but it made it work.
Yeah, like it made it work, Super creative. So, I mean, that was like a fun video, but you can tell that the, I guess I might as well just leave it in the screen now. You can tell that it's like, our early days, and like, there's definitely some work to be done there.
Well, yeah, the colors are all over the place. I mean, it's only 720p. so I'm not sure what happened there.
Yeah, I don't know what
A lot
happened.
of stuff, a lot of like fast cuts because it's just I was just like, yeah, I don't have anything else to cut to because I didn't film enough.
Yeah, we didn't see lessons, right? We didn't get enough B-roll and filming outdoors, not really thinking about like having it in breaks and stuff.
Not really having a proper plan either. It was just like, yeah, we'll figure it out.
Just
And
winging
then
it.
just winging it with no experience. Like now we can wing it and we'll make something sick. But back then it was like winging it without knowing shit.
Yeah. It was funny how long the winging it, like, and we'll talk about this as we go. The three of us are the fucking gods of $0 videos. Like, we have only started spending money on.
So facts.
Is it not? But like, we did so much with literally nothing, and we're gonna start talking about what we did in this building that I live in now. We fucking milked this place, and now we're actually spending money on videos. Literally every inch of this fucking building we've used it, and now we're spending money on videos. So by the time we get to the Relentless stuff, you guys will see the difference and what we're able to do. And now I'm more committed to spending what we need to, because I'm seeing the difference. Like, it's cool, the $0 stuff. Like, it's sick, and there's like this thing me and Rich were talking about. There's like, it's just like, when we do videos and we just wanted to get back in the me and Rich vibe, and we did stuff and it's just me and you. We'd go out for 2 hours and we'll come back and we have everything we need. Like, it used to always trip me out.
Or like, for example, if I'm in Toronto, it's like, hey Brad, like, let's meet up and shoot in the park for like a couple hours.
Notion. Sorry.
Notion. And like, it came up on my memories for your birthday. The video in green there. I can't remember the title now.
Oh, the Just a Little Notion.
Just a Little Notion, yeah. Just like walking in the park for like
yes,
an hour.
In the forest, in Scarborough.
Yeah.
That was when I lived out there. Oh, yo, that was proper. I swear to God, it was 45 minutes of me smoking 2 spliffs and walking through this like wooded area behind a school, Brimlin, Eglinton. Man, it's out there. Let's go.
Let's do it.
It was honestly fun.
Even the Going Gold video was like sort of the same thing. Like, hey, we got like a few hours to hang out.
Yeah, down by Harbourfront.
Yeah.
Toronto Music Gardens and the Harbourfront. That was really, really cool. That was like an hour and a half.
And that's what used to trip me out about working with you, Rich. It was so quick, and it was like, are you sure? Because we'd finished. Yeah, that's it. I'm like, that's it. Like, what do you mean? You're like, no, we're good. I'm like, how the fuck do we have enough? We just shot, like you just said, like an hour and a half, 2 hours. No, we're good. And every time it's enough. It's just like, I don't know. It always boggles my mind. I think it's
because I do the editing.
Yeah, so and you know what you want.
Right.
I know if we're gonna if we're wasting our time, or like, I'm not gonna use this, so I'm not gonna film it, or like, you both are like good performers already, so I'd almost never have to tell you anything other than like more hands or less hands or more energy.
More what?
And it's like that, and then it's like, yeah, you only need 1 or 2 takes on each sort of like performance, you know. So
I think it's also your editing style. You're like a master of this sort of like new style
stitching together.
Well, yeah, but like the specific thing, it's like these like rapid fire edits. Like, you only use the cool fraction of anything, and I love that you're because you do that. It's like you don't need as much because you can always take that good bit from every part, rather than having to. You don't, I don't think you ever would wrap like a full bar in a frame. Like, you're always chopping it up.
Pretty rare, yeah. Unless it's like a stylistic thing we're going for.
Yeah,
I just find like the videos are too slow. Otherwise, it's kind of like boring.
No, and I think that's what it is, and that's why I think why
spans. For sure.
Yes, yeah, and I think that's why it's a modern thing. Exactly, those attention spans are so key. To the next one, did you do It Ain't Over? I can't even remember.
Which one? Sorry.
It Ain't Over with Hezekiah?
Yeah.
I thought so. Okay.
Yeah. That was another one too, where like Hezekiah only had like an hour of time. So it's like, what are we gonna do? Well, like, let's just walk into the building.
Yeah.
And like that.
Find some alleyways.
That's the idea.
No alleyways. No, this is not even an alleyway. But alleyways are the other go-to. Yes, like exactly right.
Streets. Yeah, right. There was like smoke coming out of a vent and shit. It was pretty gully, right?
No. This is all video. This is all indoors. I don't know why it's not loading.
Indoors. Oh.
Everything is indoors. Maybe you've got to twist it. I don't know what the fuck is happening. Like, it shouldn't be taking this long to load. Oh, hang on. This is saying HD, so I'm going to pull it down a bit maybe.
Probably just too much internet.
I'm clicking it and it's not even responding at all. This is what I was telling y'all before about YouTube. I fucking can't stand. I just don't understand why, like, in the back end or even like the front end, look, it's just nothing's happening here.
Maybe pause the video and then try to do the settings. That's whack.
It won't even. Oh, hell, there you go. Now it pauses.
Pause? Oh.
It wouldn't even pause for a second there. We'll get it going. It's just like it could be, but we're not using that much internet. Well, we are talking over a video call, I guess. So maybe I'll bring us back for a second whilst I'm doing that because it's kind of boring for people to be staring at that scene. If I can't get this going, then maybe I'm gonna have to. What am I supposed to do?
You don't have the videos like this on your computer anywhere? You don't have to use YouTube?
Not on the actual computer. I have them on a hard drive, but the hard drive is behind me. I can see if I can tap the hard drive in. I'll see if I can pull that up and we can keep talking whilst I'm doing that.
Otherwise, it's going to happen every video.
Yeah, no, you're right. It's a little bit of a mess. But yeah, so like the Hezekiah video, maybe we could talk about that whilst I'm pulling out the cables for it. Yeah, it's this one. That one was a cool one. And it was basically it's a huge shout to Hezekiah. So he's a rapper and singer. Oh no, it doesn't.
And producer.
And producer. I'm going to have to hold the computer for the rest of the thing because it doesn't reach. Well, hang on. What if I bring this forward? He's a singer, producer, rapper from Philadelphia that I connected with in as far as it goes. It's so close. Okay, I'm just going to have to be on the side a little bit. I loved it. I connected with back when I was in Melbourne, and I brought him up. Part of our one of our tours that we did, I brought him up to Montreal to do some work on one particular show. We got him anyway, and he performed on that for the Golden Tour back in 2014. That we did with Relic and Fresh Kills and everybody there.
Clarity.
Yep, exactly. Oh, Clarity was on one of them for sure, yes. So when he was in town, I was like, all right, man, let's do a video. And he was super cool because at first, like, I didn't know him like that. He was always like super, like really, really cool with me. But like I paid him for his beat and for his feature and stuff. So he wasn't like somebody who like owed me anything or we weren't like boys or he did it. So that's why he didn't have to do this. And that's why it was so fucking cool. So this was a song. Here we go. If I play this, I wonder if I'm able to mute.
We actually shot 2 videos that day. We shot that one and then one for him.
Oh yes! Did he end up using? I don't know.
That was in the alley.
It was in the alley behind us. So Notion, you were right.
The other one, yeah, his
video. Okay, can y'all see that now? That's good, right?
Yeah.
Okay, now we can talk through. This is much better idea. Good one. It's a little awkward, but we're making it work. So yeah, this one is just like we'll just play this for a bit. So we did like say what was that probably 3 takes because the handshakes the 3 takes and we just did one.
That hat you got the fitted with the snow ting. That's
right. Very Canadian. And I was doing my mustache so thin that I looked Amish. Isn't that crazy? I look like I see this and I go.
You look like a country man still.
Yeah, I look kind of special. Like so.
I think I chop some wood or something.
Yeah, like heavily.
Yeah, exactly.
So we did this. This was just walking through a building lobby and going up and was all a series of 1 takes that like we just did it and there were people. Sometimes there was a girl in the elevator with us and because Hezekiah's like he's a personality. So he was like talking to the girl or like rapping to the girl and shit.
Oh yeah. Yeah, someone on the elevator just like chilling with us.
Yeah. And we just did I think we did like 3 takes was probably the easiest way and we made it work.
Going, yeah.
Yeah, and this one was like just super cool, and he made it seem like he was like, you know, like I said, I didn't know him like that, but he was so fucking cool, and he was just sort of like, you know, resting his arm on, like as if it looked like we knew each other for a while, and I really appreciated that from him because he didn't have to do that. He was a known artist, known MC, whatever, and you know to come here and just for a show, and he drove up from Philly, which isn't a short drive, and. You know, there you go. Look, he's like talking to the girl and shit. We just kept going.
And just like was super stoked and like super nice and wanted to be in the video and
yeah,
gave us his time, you know.
Yeah, it was very welcome and appreciated from him. So this one was super fun, and I ended up going down to Philly when Tiff and I went to Virginia. We went through Philly twice on the way there and on the way back, and we went to see him. We hung out and kicked it or whatever and at his studio there. And then on the way back, we were on his podcast. He had Tiff and I on there, so like kept that relationship going and stuff. And he's a great fucking dude. So that one was a super. Go.
Didn't you get in trouble from your building about us being in the elevator or something?
I think they kind of mentioned it, but like the amount of things we've done in here is pretty ridiculous. Like in this building in general, that's the one thing. Maybe because we were in all the other videos, as you guys will see.
Cameras in the elevator, right?
Yeah, the camera. Yes, but we were playing music.
They were upset that we were holding the door open.
Oh, that was it. Yeah, shut the. And I guess it was cold, so you're letting cold air in. But shut the fuck up, man. So
your hat looks so fluffy. I want to stroke it.
I still have it. Thank you. Fluffy hats. I might have to bring that back.
Fluffy hats.
Yeah. So that was this one. So that was a fun one. I'll switch back, and then.
Yep. Again, pretty.
Did it work?
Whatever.
Yeah, it was cool. There we go.
Another one that's just like, we only have an hour of Hezekiah's time, and we did 2 videos.
We did 2 videos. I feel like that's a testament to the work ethic and how sort of efficiently that you're able to just get shit done, man. Like, I wonder, has that pressure that you've been able to be under, has that made you, do you think that's helped you grow as an artist, like as a videographer, cinematographer, filmmaker, editor, like because you've put yourself on one of these things? Maybe like you'd be working with, you work with a lot of independent musicians, so you would have maybe low budgets. You work with us, we don't, we just work with what's around.
Pretty much any musician is going to be low budget, generally, unless you get a grant or something specific. It's pretty tough to get a budget.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like working under that pressure. Then I feel like I'm working more off instinct, and then it's like there's no real guesswork. And then it's like I like to like plan the shoot in my head or on paper, and then like when I get there, just kind of like almost throw the plan out and just use my instincts. And I find that's the best way to do it for me, anyways. And I also don't like to like mess around and waste time. So like, everyone's busy. We all, it is fun to be there and shoot, but I don't want to spend 10 hours of my day shooting one video unless it really is necessary,
Yeah.
If we can bang it out, and I don't like to like take breaks or take lunch or anything like that unless like, if it's a real long day, sure. But if it's just a 3-4 hour thing, I'm like, let's just go, you know?
Dumb.
If you want to hang out, we can hang out after.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that. That's a great answer. And I think that's why, you're efficient, but you can maximize. It's even beyond efficiency. Like it's more just like shooting quick, but it's easy to shoot quick, and then you might after, fuck, should have got this, should have got this, should have got this. But then you basically get everything. I don't think that really happens with us. We don't sit there afterwards. Oh man, we should have got. I feel like there's like almost no bad ideas when we're shooting.
We usually try to like do everything we can, and another thing is like the artist, everyone gets tired, and you can't. How can you keep up that kind of energy all day if you're shooting like performances? Like on a big music video shoot, there'll be a lot of downtime because they're changing the lighting and they're like eating lunch or whatever, so you save your energy. But like these little shoots, it's like you do like 40 takes, so it's like you just get tired and like and it shows.
Yeah.
So if you can do it faster, and also people are like you'll be more likely to get your friends to help you or whatever if they know it's not going to be a lot of like dicking around and wasting time,
Yeah, that's a great point because they know when they come through, it's all about business, get it done, keep it moving. I love it.
Like, don't get me wrong, still have a good time. We always have a good time, but like, not like just hanging around talking. Oh, I'll do a take and then like take a break, or like what happens often is like people are like smoking weed a lot and stuff. Then you really lose efficiency.
Yeah, weed is probably
the best artist. So I try to keep that on track. I like to have a
unless you're smoking in the video,
whatever, but
save it for later.
But I've been on video shoots where like the artist gets just too blasted and like you can't even do anything after like an hour because they're just too high. And it's like, on a low budget shoot, it's almost disrespectful.
I would say it's very disrespectful because it's like true. It's absolutely still even though if you're being hired or even if you're with us on like it's business but it's homey shit, so we're kind of like in this nice middle ground. But there's no disrespect. It's like, all right, we're here, let's get it done, because we always kick it afterwards. We always bring beers. Yeah. We always like, you know, do something.
And if you can handle yourself and have a few, like a spliff or something, like all the power to you, you know. But if you're gonna like slow down the shoot, exactly like Notion. But if you're gonna like be barely coherent after a couple of joints, then well, that's not fun for anybody.
Know yourself. Know yourself.
And the video is gonna look like shit. So
yeah, exactly.
You know, sleepy man's.
You gotta have some pride too.
Yeah, exactly. And probably your mom's gonna see it. Do you really want to look like that lit? Like, it's all good to be a bit wrecked, but Jesus Christ, you know, man's embarrassing. They end up looking like Noriega. You know what I'm saying? And drink champs every time. You don't want that.
He gets a little fluffy on.
He does.
Champs, doesn't he?
Gets a little wild. So we'll keep flicking through these videos so we can get to Relentless. So which ones do we want to do next? I'm just going to read out the list and see. I know, Rich, you didn't edit it, and you were just like a B cam on Brewhead, so probably no need to go through that. You edited the Bodega Brothers song that we did called Shine, so you didn't actually shoot it. You did. Oh, and you know what is probably a good one.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah. Okay.
That's a good one.
So we did this in what year was this one? This would have been. Let me just switch this up. Hang on. Pause it. We did this video. This was just another sort of random single. There was also with another roommate of Shane and Brandon. So those guys definitely came through with some stuff. So this dude Marlon, he did this album, and he wanted me to rap on one of his songs. He's like a guitarist or whatever, and he was playing live shows with me, and he was just always around. Good dude. So I did this over one of his songs, and I really liked it. It's just kind of like, how would you describe it? It's actually like jazzy and like
I always connected with it right when I heard it. You know, like it's kind of hard to describe. This was one of the, I think maybe the first one we did that didn't have. It was more of a narrative than performances.
Jonathan Emile, actually, shouts to Johnny, he wrote the treatment for this one, which has got nothing to do with the song. This is, there you go, look. So John was co-directing it, it looks like. I mean, you edited it, but John came up with this.
This is the first one I co-directed with anyone, too. And that was a really nice experience, because John, anyone who doesn't know, Jonathan Emile is like just a really good artist and creative mind. Yes. He, and he really came together. He's been someone we've been working close with, and you have as well, and Nosh has, and for many years now. And this is a bit of a random like concept, like a murder concept. Like the neighbor murdered her abusive husband, and then I go check in on her, and then I have to help her clean up the mess. It's got nothing to do with nothing.
It's a bit of a thriller.
Yeah, man, it is a bit of a thriller. We shot this part with the blue. We shot this in my gym. We closed all the doors, and then you brought these like neon lights.
I had like a weird blue black light that I had to put like 1 inch from your. It's like right as close to the camera as it can be without being on screen.
And you had this wicked fake blood. Your wife Stephanie, shouts to Steph, who's been a part of everything.
Cool makeup.
She did this makeup as well on Ange. There's Angela Nashid. She's a singer. She's an awesome chick. I love Ange. She'd never acted before, and she looked like she was like shaking and shit. I was like, how are you doing this? I had to like be kind of normal and like try and like do this. I don't act at all. Luckily, I didn't have to do anything, but she had to act like she was disturbed. And
she put it on, eh?
She did a really, really good job. And
I remember the guy too, the actor, like just like being in the bathtub, like covered in blood, like so uncomfortable, and it was just like so stoked, to like,
this was his house. Yes, this is Matt. Yeah. So I brought him some beers for his trouble. He was super cool. I just posted on Facebook, like, hey, looking for an apartment, and he was up there in the East End. He let us do it, and that's what I was saying. You had all this fake blood from Steph. Was it Steph's? Or was it yours from something else?
It was mine that like somebody gave me.
Like a shit ton, right?
I had a ton. I would probably still have it, except it was like leaking all over my apartment, so I had to get rid of it. But really, it looks so real.
Yeah, it's definitely good. So you flicked some on my face. Steph did all of these bruising makeup on Ange, and we had to really tell the narrative. This was a tougher one to do because we had to actually, piece it together so that it all made sense, and it was kind of difficult. And you kept it. I liked that you kept it like arty, whilst also a little bit like, I don't know. I was gonna say Hitchcocky or whatever, with like the way the frames are and stuff.
It's definitely
Yeah,
dark.
and still messing around with the, like some light effects and stuff. That's the light, I think.
Yeah, that's the actual one.
Yeah, it's the same light.
That's cool.
I think you had it on
Even-
like a torch or something.
Yeah, that sounds familiar.
Flashlight kind of thing, yeah.
And just so we could check and clean everything up. It was just cool, man. This is a real fun one. This was super random and just like it wasn't for an album or anything, but it was just like a nice little joint. And then we filmed this part after, which was supposed to be me getting rid of the body for her, like another type of thing. It was cool. I don't know if there's much else to really.
That was a good one. I always liked that one.
Yeah, big fan of that one. So that was like something else. It's kind of actually cool to show all the different sort of styles and stuff like that. What else did we do here?
Well, even from prom night is like a
huge improvement. If you
difference. Did you say what year that one was?
That was 2016.
And prom night was
2013.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So like that's a 3-year difference, and I feel like, do you know what it was? It was like I ended up working with Shane a bit and a few other people at that time. So I worked with you. I did like Shane did a song called Another Day off the Steps to the Peak album. Ill Vibe did Rainy Days. Then you did It Ain't Over. Then Shane did Brewheads. Ill Vibe did Lift Up from Notion. Blah, blah, blah. Then we started working it, and this was basically from here on. This was when it was like a couple years where we only worked intermittently, and then we just went crazy, and then it's been basically
we sort of like lost touch almost for like a year or something.
Yeah, I don't know why. I guess we're just busy.
I think we were just schedules not matching up.
I think that's what it was from memory, just like random shit. But we were talking and stuff, and just hadn't really had it. No, I don't think I had enough to work on really. And then after this, then we kind of went crazy, and it's been like consistent ever since. So that was like, this is a playlist on the Mover Fan YouTube of all of our music videos. It's got 39 videos in it, and that was, if number 1 is the latest video we just did, this and it is number 21. So then there's like been, as you can tell, there's 39. So there's the first like 18 that were kind of patchy, working together bits here and there, and then basically from like that onwards, 21. Then the last 21 videos we did is, I think, exclusively all you, which is pretty crazy.
Wild.
So I'm going to read out
like 25 or 26 out of those
39.
Yeah.
Yes,
more, yeah.
Or at least even things here like you edited the Shine one that we shot on tour on GoPros, and things like that. Or you were B cam on.
I wonder what GoPros they were.
Like they were the ones
like 3, 4, 5.
Yeah, without the screen. They weren't the greatest. Christ. So I'm going to read out
4 or 5.
Yeah, exactly. It was how many ago? That was 2014. So whatever was sort of fresh then.
Truth.
I'm going to read out just some of the names of the videos, and I guess we'll just pick the ones that we want to see. We have Meta was next.
Oh, that's a good one.
That's a good one? Okay. So this was a
like that one too.
Yeah, this was they're all pretty good. Maybe we just won't watch them for as long.
Like all my favorite ones are the more freaky ones. So this one is a bit freaky too.
This one is definitely freaky. Whoa, I gotta like pause it immediately.
We filmed like almost all the freaky ones in your basement there.
Yeah, so in the building that I'm in, I have a very, very creepy basement, like a very like lower ground level, and we milked this. And a lot of these next few videos are filmed there, including Notion stuff too. So this was a song that Notion produced with Braden. I forgot his Ben Tramer, the producer. Shouts to Braden. And I did this. I came up with this concept. This was in 2017 when I was doing one song a month. So we did a bunch of videos this year, Rich. It was a whole lot. And this was also when Notion's album came out. So we worked a lot in 2017.
Yeah, 2017 was a good one.
It was a big one. So this, I like this. I came up with this concept and pitched it to Rich. I was like, what if I'm walking around the basement of the building and I find things from all the other music videos, and then we flash to those music videos. So I don't know if you saw in the beginning there, we had Tiff's pink dress from prom night. We had the shirt from Brewheads, I think that was, or the shirt from Ramadan. I think I find a necklace from another video. And also I went back to this place in the building recently and the red light's not there. Everything, I think we like captured the rapiness of it while it was like still gross and fucked up. And now it's like, because it was kind of,
That's normal.
It was definitely unsavory.
Yeah, it was not a, there you go, look, the necklace from Brewheads, blah, blah, blah. So I really like the way you did this, and you made this, the song is super glitchy. And I wanted like a Marilyn Manson thing, and you made the head. That's why the head thing goes kind of funny.
Yeah, I was starting to experiment more with like in-camera effects and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So like not necessarily. I mean, there's some plugins there for sure, but like you shaking your head and then just like speeding it up like 200 times in the Final Cut or whatever, stuff like that. I was really experimenting with stuff like that.
And even just your B-roll selection, just that like spider hanging there and stuff. The fluffy hat. There's the old fluffy hat.
Classic fluffy hat.
Classic fluffy hat. And just having the, I definitely still have it, but I should rock it again. But yeah, even just these, we really made this stuff. That was cool. Super dope effect. Even that, you were like, I'm gonna get your hand and just rub your finger along the wall, like a horror movie. It was like I felt like we were creating a horror movie. And this is, I don't want to
pretty much, yeah.
Yeah,
too. Like we're like Michael Myers kind of thing there.
And even the shadow and stuff. Like this room is so creepy. We shot so much stuff in this room.
I had like one light, one LED panel that's like in the behind you, but most of it is just like your.
That was a phone light, yeah.
Building, and like that's it.
Which is pretty crazy. That obviously was not the same knife. That was my kitchen knife, and the knife in that video was his kitchen knife. But close enough, people don't notice that. And this was really cool, man. It was like I just really liked this one. Was super fun. We used that. We used the pool in the building as well, and did this creepy little things. And like I didn't really know. You were like, okay, do this. I think there's a collection of all the stuff. Sunglasses from one
by the pool.
Lost Craft bands.
There was a lot of Lost Craft collaboration back then.
Oh yeah, we repped heavy. Shasta Shahan.
Every video for so long.
For the longest, yeah.
I drank a lot. That's the boy. A lot of Lost Craft.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I kept. I think it was good. Lost Craft kept us all very hydrated back in those days.
Very hydrated.
So that was cool. That was moving into a new style. So I'll keep reading out some names. We did Holding Hands.
Oh,
we did. I don't know which ones you got. You guys, we can all call which ones we want to actually review to sort of show the context. We're already at how many minutes? 40 minutes, and we still haven't got to Relentless yet. So let's pick the ones that like we have a good story behind that kind of showcase. So we have Holding Hands, Remember Me, You Know It, Going for Gold, Separate Ways, Hazy, Hurt.
Oh, what's the? Well, Separate Ways is kind of.
You know what? I'm
just gonna because of the documentary crew there.
Yeah, that one would be kind of cool. Okay, I'm just going to show you on this. Probably even easier. Want to do Separate Ways?
Oh yeah, because I'm trying to the names are kind of hazy for me.
Oh, okay. This is where we started from here. So we just did Meta. We got Holding Hands, which was with the dancers for Notion's album. We did Remember Me.
Also in the subway in Montreal.
Yep, in the subway. We did You Know It. That was the time when we did the double knee on the screen. That was pretty cool. Going for Gold was one we were talking about before. Harbourfront. Separate Ways. We had a Bell TV show come to film TIFF. So
in a slutty mansion.
In this big ass mansion. We did a bunch of videos that day too, I think.
Yeah.
Hazy, we did in the alleyway. Hurt, we
should show Hurt because there's some funny stories in that one.
Yeah, I think Hurt is probably a really good one to. God, there's so much stuff.
Definitely, yeah. Yeah is a really good one, I think.
Hurt and Yeah? Okay, let's do that. So Hurt was one of my favorite songs that I've ever been on, but also, is this probably the one? So this was filmed in, but this was our most ambitious video. This was filmed. See, it's funny. The front was my near me. The inside was Jonathan Emil's building. When Notion just was there, that was in the middle of Quebec where we nearly died. In this random area.
That's my old truck.
Your old truck. So do you want to maybe? Yeah. So we filmed this in multiple times, in multiple days, in the middle of Quebec, in Montreal, in Chambly, and in Toronto. Like, it's filmed all over. It was actually kind of fucking crazy. So you had this truck that wasn't in the best of shape, but it got us to where we needed to be.
Yeah, it was on its last legs. I drove it from Calgary to Montreal, and it was just kind of like... There's no way I could get it registered in Quebec because of the laws, so I was just, like, holding on to it kind of illegally for a while. And then shortly after this, I got rid of it. And, like, we're out filming here in the country... in a field that'll pop up around here, I guess. Shane was helping us too.
Shane was doing the B cam the opposite way around. So Rich was at the helm. Like, you were basically exclusively doing our shit, and Shane was available that day to help out. And it was like, yeah, man, come through.
Yeah, and then the truck. There was an issue with the battery, so like we're filming in the field, and then we can't turn it back on. Because the battery's dead. Because the battery, can't remember what was wrong with it, but then I had this like crazy solar charging booster thing, and it was a super sunny day that my uncle gave me. So we just like laid that out and like prayed. And I think we got one more start in it, and then it was just barely got us to get home.
It got us home, but to show our ingenuity, where the car was parked, we were able to push it up, turn the wheel so it looked cool, and then we were able to sit on the car and do some takes while it was charging. So like we maximized our time. Is that not efficient?
Yo, no one has ever done a more efficient video shoot than us. I swear to the baby Jesus on that one.
It was fucking crazy.
Filming John here, it was like we're in the field and like I'm getting just completely destroyed by
mosquitoes.
Like I'm trying to keep the camera stable and like slap my body, getting bit millions of times.
Oh. And it was like it was essentially almost someone's like backyard. That was just what I wasn't pissed on my and this is in Toronto.
I think I was going to Guns N' Roses or something. Like I was going to a concert, so I was there.
Yeah, and we had Maya that day, and we pulled up. This was up near Cherry Beach, and we just grabbed Maya. And this wasn't. We were trying to pretend it was the same car. It was Richard's car, and obviously it was a rental car.
Oh yeah, obviously it's like
so obviously different.
You can kind of tell that it's
not, yeah.
But it's whatever, man. Yeah, we did what we could. And I remember this. I'll never forget. This is 2 days before our dad died. So this was July 2016. Yeah. So we filmed that. There you go. See, that's where we get to sit in the car. So we filmed that. See, that was July 2016, and we probably filmed this part in like maybe 2017 even. I don't even remember, or earlier that summer or something like that. We started working on the videos.
Was the same day we shot Remember Me, wasn't it?
I think it might have been. We went back to the room.
Yep.
Yeah.
In that rented part in the bottom.
Yes, and that's when we did that. The party room, exactly. And we did that part.
With the 2 lights.
Correct. And then I pretended to be
proper.
you. But this one was super cool and really.
That was the
really
first
happy.
treatment I wrote actually.
Which one? Hurt or Remember Me? That was a really great one. Super simple but effective. So Hurt was dope. I don't know. I'll keep moving along here. I won't change.
There was a lot of funny stories with that one, and the video is pretty nice too.
The video is super nice. Yeah, we want to squiz that, right? Yep. Let's take a look at Here we go.
This is also
also back in the same basement area. That they've all. Do you know what's funny? All of this part now, they've got all these really expensive old cars covered in the car covers, like old like Chevys, like 1960s Chevys and stuff, like muscle cars and stuff.
What?
Yeah, it's kind of weird. Everything's all blocked off. It's so weird. I went down there maybe 6 months ago, and it was totally different. So this was very much heat of the Black Lives Matter, original Black Lives Matter, Mike Brown type of era. And I originally wanted John to play the parts. Our good friend Mike, Digital Junkie, who's our tour DJ and does some scratches for us and stuff. And he was a drummer on Relentless. Mike's the man. And I wanted Jonathan Emile to play this role, but his brand, this was a little more aggressive than probably for his brand, so we didn't, he wasn't feeling comfortable, which is completely understandable. Just because it was like, and Mike did a great job, I think, in the end, because Mike kept, like, he literally threw lit cigarettes at us. And, like, with pretty roughhousing, like, even though obviously they're fake punches and stuff.
I was reading a book about how to do, like, fighting on camera and stuff like that, I remember, and I was testing out some of those tips.
That's amazing.
On this. I remember, and Mike was like super great.
Yeah,
everyone was super great. Like it looks like he's punching you right in the face.
Yeah, and I think he was pretty close to like connecting, and he really like threw, like he was aggressive. I remember being like, oh fuck. I actually was wondering at the end when Nosh kicks him in the face. I always wondered how you did that because the sunglasses moved.
It was just the way Mike snapped his head. Like it wasn't like it would just happen to look super real.
I was gonna say I thought Nosh was getting a little mad at him and just like fuck you, Mike, it's over.
Yeah, right. No, I'm really proud of how that turned out, and like the stuff with Notion and the chains, I think is like super dope too. Like that, this is really nice.
Yeah, this is super cool when he was like
I think I had one light, and it was like that is all that's illuminating both of you, all three of you.
Yeah, and that is seriously it. That was back, and obviously the chains with Notion, that part there is in that same room where we had the knife from Thingo. So, like, you know, like I said, we literally, here it is, there's the kick.
Came back.
Boom. There was it. How'd you do that kick?
Right there, like
did you just see that kick, Nosh?
I did, yes.
How did you do that? Like, Rich said it was more the way that Mike snapped his neck, which threw his sunglasses. But it looked like it kicked him in the face. It was so, like, every time I see this, I'm like, God damn.
Essentially, like, I was, you know, going down the same line as his chin. Like, I kind of just kicked in front of his face about 6 inches, maybe 4 inches in front of his face. And then he whipped his neck like a motherfucker, which tossed the glasses off. He just whipped it like you know. So I just kicked in front of his face a few inches. And, you know, I did it in slow-mo really quickly. And then when Rich is like, go, I kind of just went, choo, and then he did, and it just looked sick because the makeup, the fake blood was used again. And Rich did a fucking stellar job of making that look like an actual Gurk's spot. So, it was just a couple inches in front of his face, movie style. I'm basically Steven Seagal, bro. Like, I don't know what to tell you.
Basically. You know. I love it. That was sick. I always wanted to ask about that. Okay, is there any other videos we want to show before we get to Thingo? So what else do we have? We had Hurt, we had we got Something Inside, Net Neutral.
Something Inside was awesome because that barbershop is the best, and that was really interestingly edited by Rich because we had, you know, there's levels of circles through the basement. That was a fucking cool video.
That was a fun one.
But then, that's a very, very good looking video. And we kind of like, I personally got a little more style in my, you know, my fashion and like how I was, you know, looking. So I feel good about this one as far as, you know, how I come across like visually, but the editing and this is ridiculous. Rich did some different stuff. There's some really cool profiles of both of us. I love that we're both in it. It's just, it's ridiculous. So
again, we shot all this stuff in your apartment,
right there.
In like a 3 foot by 3 foot square of white wall that you have,
which is pretty wild. And this barbershop was called Kings of the Underworld, and Dave DeMay, he's the man. He's still my barber. He's not there anymore. He's got his own spot actually, which I'm not too far from there now. Like he rented his full thing. Like he's the boss. Whereas that was like a little spot where inside another like a hairdresser. But yeah, he had like a local artist painted and it had these 3 holes in the walls. Is it glitching for y'all? Like it's moving slow.
No.
Okay, good.
It's moving slow, but it's all good.
Okay. And this was really cool just because we had a lot to work with. I obviously had lots of Lost Craft. I brought I brought like more than half a case just for us to yam.
You were cracking them.
And then Dave, he went at him. Do you guys remember that Dave wanted to smoke weed and he pulled out and Nosh was like, no, I got a joint too. And he had like 2 hits of your joint and he was fucking done.
And, he was like, where did you get this from? Just Toronto weed? I'm like, yeah. He's like, oh damn son, like it's proper or whatever. And he's like, and he was actually touched.
There it is.
And passing it back to him, yeah. Dude, these shots are man, everything is so great about this. Like just the artwork and the place, the way that Rich used the depth of field and whatever. So it's proper. Lots of cool B cuts, little
and it's literally just two spots. It's like in the circle and against the wall, and just like messing around with that. Yeah,
the effects, all the different weird spiral stuff, and the way you're able to frame the camera to
we're sitting in between the things. It's crazy. Sorry.
No, yeah, man.
Yeah, that was really nice.
Yeah, this was a real fun one. Like, and it really doesn't. You know, the actual places we filmed were pretty limited. But did I just rewind that actually? No. We were able to maximize the minimal space that we had, which was dope.
Yeah.
I thought this one was super cool.
Very well done.
I can bring this up here. What else do we want to check before we get into the other ones? So we had Net Neutral, Taste, Just a Little Notion, Bad Habits, Found You, Kill 'Em, Misused.
Found You.
Found You? This was a good one.
Found You, yeah. I mean, Toronto Championship parade.
Kill 'Em.
That was a crazy day.
I like
Kill 'Em or Found You, whatever you like.
I do Found You's already clicked it. So this one, we dropped this song in 2019, and this was the year that the Toronto Raptors won the championship.
NBA championship.
for the first time. Big deal. So
and possibly the last time.
And possibly the last time if you want to. I mean, look,
not going to be a cunt.
But you know the vibes. So we happened to go there. Like me and Tiff and Rich drove down that weekend. I can't remember why. We had something else on. It was like a.
You guys had something, and I had something, and it just worked out that like you were both going at the same time.
Right.
And again, like another one of like, hey, we're in Toronto. Let's make a video while we're there, and the parade's going to be on. Let's do that. You know. Like,
and we were like, yes, let's wear our jerseys.
Anyways, so like,
yes,
let's get it. 2-4 here.
We couldn't exactly. I think we filmed Kill 'Em right after this, actually, in the same thing. So we also maximized. Yeah, 100%. We maximized Notion's building in the same way we maximized my building here. So we did we were like, all right, let's wear our shirts and our jerseys and go down to the parade.
I love this.
A lot of these crowd shots are all just Rich got. We walked a little bit and we're like, all right, let's get the fuck out of here. This is a bit much. And then we went back to Notion's house and shot these takes on the rooftop. And it was perfect, and then you're able to splice that in with some stock footage of the other people had of the
and like some news footage and stuff,
which was super cool. Oh, and we even went. No, I wish we could have had that drone. Ooh, it would have been. We also went to the 2 different Toronto murals, graffiti murals. There was one at a tattoo spot in like Mississauga or whatever, and then we did another one. The other one was downtown. Right. I went in the car, but you two went and shot it. And
there was a shrine of
the shrine, that one. There, right there.
That's the one. Saint Nick.
And we went to the Drizzy. We went to the Drake one. So like, we really took this serious, and we had it was perfect. See Toronto in the background from the roof. We were all wearing the gear, doing the takes. It was a beautiful July afternoon or June or whatever it was.
It was really nice day,
and like. It was just, and we also had a client that Notion was one of our photographer for one of our clients. So we did a client shoot down there whilst filming a music video, and then came back. And then we all got free food from that. And then we finished this video, and then we shot Kill 'Em right after because we needed it darker anyway. So we just did 2 music videos. Different part of the building, and
super cool.
Maximizing every corner. But I love this video. This is one of my favorites that we ever did. It was it just came together so well. Once again, though, man, it was perfect. But you can see the growth in your quality of the camera, in your editing. Like this framing. To me is framing. That's the word as well. Yes,
everything.
This is so clean, man. Like this is. I just feel like you really outdid yourself. Did you have a You had the Ronin, right? The Steadicam.
Yeah, I had a gimbal at this point, so that anyone trying to like increase production value, just get a gimbal. Like it's crazy.
Yeah,
makes everything look so nice. Yeah,
got that. We went to left field beforehand, got a couple of beers.
Yep.
Yeah,
what a good shot that is, going through the cheers to the end to the skyline. Fucking
perfect.
It was just kind of like a love letter to Toronto on that one.
Yeah, I guess
absolutely is.
Just for comparison, I won't play the whole thing, but just show them a little bit of Kill 'Em.
Kill 'Em's proper. Just
so people can see that. To see like the same day, we actually got in trouble. Your building was busting our balls a bit, so we had to kind of like, go through. So I was trying to be weird. I was like, I wanted to be spooky and weird. That's why I'm sort of like no movement and have the hoodie on and covering as much stuff. I just wanted to be like, tried to be. Well, I don't feel like I looked that weird, but just weirder than normal. No expression, and that was the whole point. And you made these.
And, like,
the colors look cool.
Trying to change the color, mess with the colors a bit.
It was inspired by Russ's "What They Want" video. That's what I wanted to do.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Totally.
Where like the trees were pink and the sky was green and whatever the fuck, like just total different shit. And I like this is all. It's just like glitchy and dirty and like it goes into like a negative look and stuff, which is super cool. It was. I think, was there any other challenges around this, or was it all pretty straightforward? It was more just, I remember we just got hassled. We had to stop filming for a bit.
We got hassled? Yeah. The guy, was it a guy or a girl? I can't remember.
I think it was
the old dude.
Old dude hassling out.
The super, yeah.
Like right after you closed the store.
Literally, and then we had to film this later.
Yeah.
And this is in the same spot, so if you're looking across there... That's where we filmed.
I think the challenge, besides the dude, was like there was like a bit of timing where we wanted to like you had to get upstairs by a certain point, and then come back around to switch with Notion at a certain point.
Yes, it was like a little ballet.
So we had to do that a couple
you had
times.
to walk a certain amount of slow.
Yes, and we had to we kept fucking up. And also when Nosh did his, he had to do his verse in a full loop of this.
Oh yeah, this is one of the only ones where we like almost never cut.
One shot, take it.
Yes, but it was because of the intention. Sorry, dude.
Oh, I was saying like that's challenging, but really awesome.
Love this.
Like, I think there's only like 3 or 4 cuts in the whole thing.
Yes. Oh, this part, yeah, and I think this is cool.
I think the intention was not to have any cuts, but then it was just like, okay, we'll be here all day.
Yeah. And we're trying to guerrilla that shit, you know, like sometimes.
And we were already like under pressure from building management.
And we had to get it done. We're like, nah, man, we can't go get half a fucking video done because it would have pissed us off. And we're not always in the same place, the 3 of us. So whenever we are, we're like,
there's a few more cuts, but not as many as the other ones for sure.
Not at all. No, this was super dope. I love this one as well. I liked it. These were the only 2 videos we did in 2019, actually.
And we did them on the same day.
Same day. How's that, eh?
That's crazy, eh?
Yeah, it's fucking cool. So now let's actually talk about Relentless a fucking hour.
Let's do it.
So basically, the 2 videos we did for Relentless. Do you want to talk about this? Obviously, Rich, I hit you up about this project. Stay Woke was the first one. And we've been having meetings with the squad for a while, actually. Hang on. You know what I'm going to do for a sec? Let me just test. I actually, funnily enough, I have these video files on my internal computer, and I might actually play a little smoother if I'm running it from...
Sweet as.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so we basically, it all started... This is actually pretty interesting, is that we had meetings about this album since January or something, because I didn't know when I was going to release it. And I feel like, although, by the way, I know we took such a long thing to share the history, but I really think that was valuable just to show. I think people can really see how far you've come as in your craft, Rich, as far as how you put that 100%. Together. And I think it speaks to our friend, like the 3 of, like, we're all mates. Like, we've been through a lot of shit together. We go to beer festivals. You know, we always, you know, you've been working with us on our podcast, filming stuff for me when we were doing that. And, like, you know, it's been
a long time, yeah.
Yeah, it's been a long time, a lot of years. I don't know as many people. I'm not like super close to many people here, but really you and John are the main like friends in Montreal that I'm like, you know, like we've really become close, and I feel like that relationship speaks to the quality of the art. Because that's why I can't work with anybody else, because no one knows. Like same as Josh doing the art. I just
gives a shit as much. Also,
that's a good point.
There's a huge care and love factor from Rich, which we just cannot even put a price on. So.
Absolutely.
Yeah, the ball.
Yeah, you work harder for the
blood,
people
sweat, and tears. Exactly. Well said.
And I feel like you can see that in the results. I feel like it's almost like the closer we got and the more we work together, we just have a flow. That's why it's so efficient. And I'm like, it's almost like it's unspoken most of the time. Like we don't need to, you know how people who work together a lot, they just fall in a rhythm. It's more just like, if I remember filming these videos, I mean, we're going to show them probably in the order they came out versus the order we shot them in. But I remember when we first shot Let Justice Prevail, you told me afterwards you particularly will show that scene, but you were like, hey, let's go over here. There was like 20 people at this house, which we'll explain. And you were like, all right, let's do it over here. And so it could just be, we could get in that zone again, because when it's like you and Brad working, or the 3 of us, or me and you, we have this just thing, you know, you do a couple takes, get the nerves out, get warmed up.
Yeah, exactly.
Then you're in Bizzo, but it was really hard this time because people don't give you credit. Like you think the person in front of the camera is the one who gets nervous, but if there's 20 people staring and you're the one got to make sure you're getting the shot, so you're fucking nervous because you're like, I got to make sure I'm like my settings are right. Is my lighting good? Fuck, because then these cunts are looking. You know, it's like it's a thing.
There's always a bit of anxiety for sure.
Bit of pressure to
overcome.
Yeah.
And like I know that you don't like performing too much when there's people just watching. So like that's another reason. Like let's go over here where there's nobody, and then we don't have to worry about people looking at us. Which I don't like it either.
So but the fact that you know that, I didn't have to tell you, and we realized afterwards. I realized afterwards that that's what you did to make the outcome better. This is what I'm talking about. It's that unspoken. You're like, I know this dude. I know how he likes to work. Let's warm up. I don't like it either. Boom, boom. Let's go. And it was just, I think that is just something I really wanted to just highlight. I think that's important when people are working with the teams, because I know a lot of people who are maybe upcoming artists and shit would watch and listen, and I want them to know that you're going to get to that relationship, you're to that point with your collaborators in everything, whether it's producers, engineers, other art rappers or whatever, vocalists, video, like everything, art. It's just so key, and that's what's helped us, I think, a lot. Like make product that we're all so proud of. So I remember, I think it was like probably January, as me and you started just talking about stuff, and then I think I told Maya that we were talking about the videos, because I was like, let's get this started early because I know how this shit goes. And he was like, oh, I want to be in on those calls, so he came in on the calls. And then I was talking to Josh about the art stuff, and I told him about the calls. Like, oh, I want to be in on those calls. So then Josh came in, Nosh came in, and even Jonathan Emil, after I sent the album out to maybe 15, 20 really, really close people, say, tell us which songs should go on the original versus the deluxe, and then what order should it be in. And Jonathan was one of those people, and he heard the album in full for the first time. He was like, I want to be on these calls, I want to be involved. So John has a production company called Boisvert Gale. He has done video production for years, so he helped us with the video side of this. So me and Rich were talking. We came up. Funnily enough, this concept was for Maya. Maya Clarity came up with this concept for Stay Woke. Oh. So I'll play this one in the background, and maybe we could talk through what the idea was and what we were trying to achieve with it. And by the way, this is the first. Like, we used to rent 4K cameras. Now we both have 4K cameras, so we have the higher quality. Uncle Dan in the building.
Dan, for sure.
So this is yeah, go on. Yeah, talk through it.
I already posted just a rough idea with like a white room with newspapers, and I was at the time super into like watching a lot of like really old movies. So I was like, just had watched Citizen Kane, I think, and then I was like, oh, it would be so cool if like we could make something sort of vintage with newspapers, and like how difficult would it be to like get like custom newspapers with the lyrics and like what everything related to the album. And then like John was like, it's actually super easy. So, and Jonathan designed all the he's right there, designed all the artwork for the newspaper, which is really sweet.
Mm-hmm.
And we were toying with the idea of having an elemental thing for each video. So this one was the air, so that's why the newspaper is kind of blowing around and stuff like that. That's why there's a flag. And also like getting the flag made, which was pretty sweet, and having that in the video, and then finding this like crazy space through this platform, this open space that Meyer recommended us.
Check the Yeezys.
And find this like white room that's like giant white room that everything is white in it.
Yeah.
Renting that for the day. And then just like, messing around in there. Not like it was somewhat structured, but not super structured. We knew what we wanted to get out of it, and just kind of like the shots weren't like planned, but we knew we were gonna have like a wall of newspapers and like throwing them at you, and then like you in the white and the flag and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then, well, the intro scene filming that we filmed that like maybe a couple weeks later.
Yeah.
I remember it was super hot.
Yeah.
and I think I was a little hungover, and I was just waiting for you guys on the bench in the old port.
Oh, because the Ubers weren't coming. And we had to walk. Yeah,
because there was no Uber anymore, pretty much. So, like, I'm just waiting for you guys, and it was like you guys in your suits, and it was like 1,000,000 degrees outside.
Yeah, it was not. No, we had to get changed in the middle of the square out the front of the Notre Dame, which was awkward. But yeah, this was a real good one. So the theme was, it was supposed to be like the 30s, so some jazz music over the beginning, and it's like we get we transported, like I'm like whatever, some dude, and bought the thing off Dan, and then we got transported to this video scene, and it was cool. Like the one where like it was like Dan, Tiff, and Steph throwing, because we got 300 of those newspaper things printed up. I think 300, which is quite a lot. We didn't need all of that fuck. And you guys, those three, were throwing shit down on top of me while you're standing next to them filming. That was one of my favorite scenes. I thought that looked super really cool. Nice. People were asking about the R flag. So the R is just the Relentless on the album cover. And these videos came out beforehand. So we're going to have that flag essentially in every video. You're going to see it through the whole project, because that was part of the idea of the visual design, was that R, that logo, is across everything on all the You know, it's on the album cover, obviously, and it's on the flag there. You can see it in the videos. So, yeah, this was cool. We'd never bothered to really rent a studio and done stuff before. I mean, this was a pretty expensive place for the day, but it was great. We left it in fantastic condition. You know, it was fun. It took a while to put all those newspaper things up, but it's totally worth it. They kept falling. I was like sliding on the floor because I'm standing on the fucking things.
Yeah.
Which is, I was like, fuck, I'm gonna fall on my ass in the middle of this shit and break myself. So that was super cool, and it was just like a really good place to shoot, man. I really enjoyed this one, and we'd never used the cyclorama, the all white walls and stuff. We'd never really done that before.
Like
So,
for Holding Hands, we like kind of built our own, but
yes,
like that had its challenges,
it
and
did.
this place just had its own there that was huge, and they had their own lighting. We didn't. I don't think I brought any, even used any of my lights.
Not at all. We
It
used
was
all of
just like
those.
perfect. Yeah, it was like
Yeah.
I mean, it's expensive, but like that's why there's a lot of value.
Yes, and I don't regret spending the money on any of that stuff, and I'm definitely down. I mean, obviously we're moving into winter now. You know, the next video is going to be, you know, an outdoor scene place, but moving from there, I'm willing to rent an Airbnb or a studio like that again, because this place they had another one in that building that was pretty cool. That was all like green, like a green plant themed room. And I think they have another one too. So this company was pretty dope.
They were really nice.
Yeah,
like really generous owners.
Yes, I agree. And it was just like a pleasure. And because it was so big, even though it was indoor, we kept it was real tight. It was just everyone who was involved. So like we had 30 people there.
And you
John-
weren't really supposed to be eating or drinking, but we,
You know,
I was having a couple beers anyways.
yeah, you know the vibes. You got to do that shit.
I remember like texting John saying like, "Hey, can you bring like some beers?" And he's like, "Oh God, so much anxiety. Craig's gonna be there. I don't know what to
Pressure
get."
from CFC.
I was like, bro, I didn't think I ended up even drinking them. I was just like, just do what you like.
You didn't
It's okay.
have any, no. But
No.
Tiff and I got into them a little bit.
I think I needed to eat first. I was just like, I don't know. I'm in work mode. I just don't like drinking when I'm in work mode. I don't know why. I just prefer not to. Less fucking around. But that one came out really good. So that we actually filmed that second. So we were kind of in our vibe though. So
Yeah.
the first video we shot actually came out second. So this song is called Let Justice Prevail. This was the
Big tune.
second,
Big
like I
tune.
said. Yo, massive. This one's probably doing the best as well as far as all the response from the playlist people and stuff.
Perfect.
So here we go, split screen, we bring that back, fucking boom. All right. So tell us how this one came about, Dicko.
Well, this one we wanted the
Sorry.
the fire element to be present, and John, I wanted like have a big bonfire, which is sort of maybe a recycled idea from another that we were talking about that we didn't end up doing.
Yes.
But like building that into this video with having a big bonfire out in nature, and Josh happened to be in Vancouver or Victoria at the time, so we wanted to get some stuff with Caleb, which obviously I wouldn't be able to do, not just in terms of budget, but also in terms of like the COVID situation.
Yes. And by the way,
So-
sorry, Caleb Hart is this dude here. He's the singer on the song. He lives in
Yes.
Victoria, BC. I know him because of Josh Telfer, who does all the art, and Josh happened to be there this summer for like 5 weeks. So he was the camera individual on premise in BC, and then he followed our lead. Whatever we did here, he followed that.
We filmed this like maybe a month before they filmed their stuff.
More like 2 months probably.
Yeah,
Even.
and it was Josh, myself, and well, kind of everyone kind of came up with the concept for this one.
Yeah, I think even
Josh wrote a bunch of it for sure. A lot of it were his ideas.
yes.
And we wanted to promote the Black Lives Matters, like the shirt that everyone's wearing right now.
The hoodie.
The hoodie.
Yeah,
And crew neck.
correct.
And then we wanted to do a big bonfire, but we actually couldn't get a permit. So John's cousin, I think,
Cisco.
owns this property on this beachfront property there in Trois-Rivières, where we could do a big fire, and we just all this forested area was there, like nobody bothered us, and they just had like a big party while we were doing this.
Yeah, and they were all in the video.
That's sick.
Yeah, they were all in the video, and then we had someone who could do fire spinning and fire spitting, who was also the B camera, Corinne,
Yeah, she did a great job.
helping us out, and she was originally just supposed to do the fire effects, but then she's actually a good camera person and stuff too, so she was helping me do that and doing this fire spinning here and fire spitting and just a lot of the fire safety stuff. Not all of the fire safety stuff was her too.
All of it was, yeah.
And there's some fire spitting that I originally didn't want to put in the video because I just didn't think it. I just thought it was just too. Doesn't really match the theme. But then John convinced me to like just let her just shoot it and see how it fits in the video, and ended up being like definitely the right call. And
yeah, reggae and fire is
the
like
video really makes it look awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of my favorite shots where you're just standing right in front of it there.
Yeah, man. So clean. We had a little bit of drone footage. It didn't probably come out as much as we thought it might have, but it definitely made for some cool little shots as well. And we did learn a bunch.
Like variety.
Yeah, we had a lot of variety shots. This was a long shoot, though. I mean, we left here at I think we left. This is in Trois Rivières. It's like an hour and a half from Montreal. We left here at like midnight, and like they were trash. They were like, "Oh, you don't have to go." I'm like, "Oh, bro, no, I'm so tired."
Well, they wanted us to stay overnight. Yeah. It was a long day. Like we didn't even get out because we didn't want to start shooting till like almost sunset. So like, and it's the middle of summer, right? So like,
it's just like 9 p.m.
We didn't even really start shooting until like 6:30 or something.
Later, I think I didn't get there till 7.
Yeah, and then shooting till like midnight, and then driving an hour and a half back to the city. Yeah.
It was exhausting, and then I don't think we really ate dinner properly. So I ate dinner at like 1. By the time we got back, like 2 a.m. and had a few beers when I got back here. But I couldn't really drink there. But it was cool.
I remember like the next morning you had a message for me, or you sent me a message. And it was like 5 a.m. or something. You were like texting, sent me a message, and I was like, "Yo, man's got trashed after he got home."
I think I literally had 2. I was only up late because we ate so late, and I had like 2 beers. I was not where I probably should have been on a Saturday night. I would be normally pretty mashed up. You know the vibes.
Kind of learning some lessons. I'm not used to shooting at night like that, so
yes,
there'll be some things I'll be doing differently for the next shoot that we have, which will also be at night.
Yes, which we're shooting next week, I think. But yeah, definitely some lessons there. But overall, it came out phenomenal. We managed to keep that element sort of part. With the fire. The first one was literally fire. The first one was the air. Second one was the fire shit. The next video. I don't even know what we're probably including in that. Now I think about it. But we were coming up.
Well, I think we kind of the elements was sort of the initial spark of ideas.
Yeah,
and
that's
then
true.
We sort of moved away from it a little bit.
I guess a little bit because it's not completely like practical and shit. The other thing as well, the interesting part is I was applying for a grant with Factor for quite some time, and it came for years, literally like probably 2+ years. And I was applying for the larger grant, the juried sound recording, which gets you about 30 grand. And I thought I had a reasonable chance because we had some pretty good things. So Rich wrote a full series of treatments for the first 5 songs, which were, I guess, Stay Woke, Let Justice Prevail, I think Tiffany Blue, Survivor, and there's one more, I can't remember. Oh, yeah, Larry Flint.
We're going to do like a Lemonade kind of thing, 5 videos with one long story.
Cool.
That we wrote this whole like movie for pretty much.
And then COVID happened.
And ultimately, didn't get picked, didn't get the funding.
That was that.
Tried a couple times, and then you brought up the point that, okay, it's maybe not connecting in the way that we thought it would, so let's shift the ideas a bit. Which is always stings, when you work so hard on something that you really think is going to be great, and then you have to like sort of like scrap those ideas. That always stings a little bit, but that's okay.
Yeah, it's not optimal because I was really into that treatment as well, and I wanted to do it because it had so many elements to it and so many things that signified things, and the transitions between all the songs were brilliant. And the only thing, it was more, even pre-COVID, it was ambitious as far as like being able to get that. There'll be a lot of people involved in a lot of sets and locations.
Yeah, it was pretty big idea. Yeah.
But it's not impossible for us to keep it on for another batch of songs in the future. Like it could be something. Or at least bring parts of it back. So we tried to keep bits and pieces of it, but yeah, then we started from scratch and we sort of worked together, really all of us this year, working through them, and we were doing that as we were doing the rest of the stuff, finishing up the album and blah, blah, blah. So because these were such, I don't know, more in-depth concepts, it just took longer. Normally a video is like, hey Rich, we'll shoot next week. Yeah, what do you want to do? I don't know, should we do this? Yeah, cool, all right. Like whatever.
Well,
we just
longer, and COVID is happening, so there's a lot of uncertainty.
That's true.
And we're just we're busy too, like everyone's busy, so schedules matching and things like that. So yeah, it takes time.
It definitely does. And this time we had more variables, more extras, locations that needed to be booked and reserved. Like we had to go up that specific night in, I think it was June, to up to 12 blah blah blah. There's a lot of things.
And we almost canceled it when we couldn't get the bonfire permit, but then just turned out that John's cousin had
a permit.
Fire.
Crazy.
Yeah, we were going to get the fire permit, but they weren't giving them out for there was like a public space or something. And then he was like, no, we can do it in my cousin's yard. And I'm like, his yard, bro, like it's not the same. We can't have a fucking bonfire in his yard. He's like, no, here's some pictures of it. I'm like, oh, like the shit was like literally on the river. You see the sunset and a bridge, and it was so beautiful. And they had fucking jet skis parked. That's why he's on the jet ski with the the flag. That's actually John's cousin doing that. He just like, yeah, it was good. They were just so welcoming, and they just wanted to stay and kept offering us.
They were like offering us drinks and snacks and whatever. Like when we, like just really nice hosts, really.
Yeah, generally
John really came through, and they really helped us out.
Yeah, agreed. So that's the thinking there, and that's how we sort of worked in the past. Now we've gone through that, and for Relentless, and we're just kind of like talking regularly. We're planning it out, so we're doing one video at a time. We've got some ideas for other ones, but we're just attacking at one video, and then we'll be filming this one here with you and I, and Dan's coming with to hold the flag, and then Josh will probably be our Toronto shooter, and he's going to get, obviously the song we can say it anyway, but shooting I Got Next, which is the first single featuring Notion and Maya Clarity. So Josh will shoot Noah, Maya and Nosh in Toronto, so then we can do the same thing now that Josh and Rich have worked together. Josh did a great job, like Rich said, a few learnings with the night shoots and how to make it a bit cleaner and stuff, but that's why we have this opportunity
also,
now.
It was nice to have him also, just to make sure our video was hitting all the right points, like socially too,
Yes.
Things that we wouldn't have thought about that he could think about, which was really, really handy to have.
Agree. Yeah, that was super valuable. Obviously, we're repping, with diversity in the video, lots of different faces, the Black Lives Matter stuff, So that was really important to us, so we had to represent
color, like be on the creative side of it too.
Correct. So both him and John had really helped, bring this to life in the most respectful and organic and authentic way to the communities we're trying to represent, and also, to ourselves, as all of us as creators making this shit. Like, we want to make sure that it works for us, it works for everybody, sending the right message and stuff. So these last two videos were the most thoughtful of any of the stuff that we've done. Not that the others weren't thoughtful, but it was just it's like another level. I feel like we leveled up with these ones.
Yep.
And, taking these learnings, we're going to try and do as many videos as we can from this album, and just keep the work going, man, because try and get more ambitious as we have more budgets to be able to do more things. And more...
Yeah, it was nice to actually get a grant for once.
Right? And we invested,
that felt really good.
I actually so I only got the small grant. I guess I didn't say that. We ended up getting a small grant, not the big one that we did all the work for, and the small one was they called it artist development. It's only a couple grand. But I invested that all into the videos. I'm like, Rich, we got all of this. I don't care. What do we want? Do we want to buy a fucking drone or something? Like, what do we want to do? Because I could do any of these things for it. And, it worked out really good because we paid for all of those things we talked about. All of the fire stuff, all of the car rentals, the location fees, printing the newspapers, blah, blah, blah. All of these things, it was great. It was really nice. A lot of
little things that, adds up quite rapidly.
You should see how much it's added up to when I'm adding all the promo expenses. I'm keeping a record even over and above what I have to for the factor. It's moved up there very quickly, and I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ, where did this go? I've got it all. Then I've got every receipt, but I can see why people spend a lot of money, because typically I haven't done anything like this before on any of that for music. And I was like, this is the album that deserved it. And I think it's even better that we've had these relationships with you, Rich, with Josh, specifically you two, have, because we've done so much and made the most, the boldest stuff, the biggest ideas and stuff so easy to execute on. Because we had this damn near decade, of working together. We just click and we're like, all right, let's go. Like, it really, I think it shows here. It's made it even better. I'm like, fuck, man. Give us money.
Next year it'll be 10 years working together. It's pretty crazy.
That is pretty crazy. Isn't that nuts?
That's incredible. That's like a round of applause. What are you talking about? Like,
I think we should run that. Clap for all of us. Yeah, man, it's fucking awesome. I hope this really painted a picture. I think it was, like I said, we probably spent less time on the Relentless stuff, and to be fair, it was only the 2 videos, and we did cover it. But I think this really, they're setting that scene for y'all just to show how much, how long it takes to build these relationships, and how much working overtime benefits the end result with the same people who have the same goals. And we're always, I don't know why, we're just always all on the same page. It just makes, like, it's just effortless, and I think that's
a blessing, bro.
Yeah, man. Amen.
Well, we're all trying to level up and go forward and make everything better than the last thing we did, and like 10 years of that, like it just
solid
it speaks
up.
for itself.
Yeah, facts, man, facts. It's really cool as well to sort of look back at some of these. Like, doing that with Josh last week was unexpectedly like, damn, look at this shit. Like, because I don't know about you, but I don't look at our old stuff that much. Sometimes we would get lit, and I'd always watch our stuff. I don't like do, but
when we're like partying together, and it's like,
it.
oh, let's watch some of the old videos and like reminisce a bit, like that's always fun. But like, I don't usually watch them on my own.
Right.
Maybe every once in a blue moon, I'll watch some of them, but that's it.
Because you make your art, you move on. No, you should do it for your birthday today. Just put on all the old stuff. I literally have that TMF playlist, and you just play that in reverse order, like all of the old to the new, and just leave it on. And we would do that. We'd shoot a video, and then after the music video, this is pre-COVID, obviously, Rich would hang out for the rest of the night, and we'd just drink.
That's a good idea.
Sometimes we'd film beer content after that. Rich used to feature in a lot of BOS videos. So then we'd film beer content. I'd get him drunk. I'd be like, thank you so much. I was fucking dope. Let's get drunk. And then we would sometimes end up watching like what we usually watch? Music videos, and it always ends up with our own stuff to look at it and just to reminisce. And I really appreciate doing that. So this is like, that's always fun when we do it. We're lit, like, yeah, man, remember this shit. But now it's like, you're looking at it in a more analytical and explaining it to people, because we don't talk like this when we're watching our own shit. Like, no,
because we know what happened.
Yeah, be like, remember that guy? Yeah, like whatever. Yeah. But we don't like go into it and explain the approach. So like it's just like, it's cool, just to like just reminisce a little bit. And
it's really fun.
Yeah, I fucking love it. So is there anything you want to tell the people that's coming up for you, that you want people to check out, or that you want to let them know what's happening?
Well, you can always hit me up on Instagram, King Richard Films.
Yeah.
Trying to build that slowly, working on that. Self promo is always challenging for me, but I'm working on it. This is the next video that we're filming on Wednesday. That shouldn't be out in too long. After that, winter things start to slow down. Now it's fall, so I don't have too much. I try to do a bit more writing and personal projects. So nothing to look out for just yet, but that video will be coming out, and I'm actually super stoked to be shooting that next week.
I love it. Fucking amped.
And hopefully, get togeted with Notion again soon too, and shoot some more shit.
Dude, that'll be so sick.
Yeah, I was saying it has been a while.
You fucking beautiful cunt. You know what I mean?
Love it. Nosh, where can everyone find you online, mate?
I'd like to add a final thought if I
yeah, please.
After hearing Rich speak his thing and, describe his process, I just had a bunch of light bulbs just bust in my head. Basically, like, there's so many synonymous points between what Richard does wearing multi hats from his start to finish process that I do from the music point start to finish. Because, he's doing the treatment, he's doing the storyboard, he's filming the motherfucker, he's lighting this bitch, he's editing it, he's color grading it, he's doing, so I'm writing the song. Sometimes I'm writing the hook, I'm singing on it, I'm rapping, I'm making the beat, I'm mixing it, I'm mastering it. I was just like, oh my God, we're the same cunt.
One man band, yeah.
It's incredible. Like, just the list of shit that you do, bro, is crazy. And the
when you
quality
say it
you
like
do,
that, it sounds it's
and
like,
the
oh,
way
that
you
actually is a lot of shit.
there's so much shit that you do, and I'm just like, I gotta have the same amount of hats, but it's just like, you know, your trajectory and mine is just, we were both just soaring, bro. I fucking love it.
Parallel, yeah,
I've
love
never
that.
felt more, you know, capable in my life with the things that I put my time into, and your shit shows. It's bleeding through your face, and I love you, bro.
Love you too, man. Appreciate that.
That was a dope description. I love that. And once again, that's perfecting your craft over time. That's mastery. That's you boys putting in your 10,000 hours and the passion and just consistently doing it, consistently getting better, leveling up, learning, and, you know, working with different people, but also working with a bunch of the same people. So, you know, obviously there's and then
you see the good clients or the good people you work with, they all have the same tendencies, same sort of like personality types. You know, you have a lot of the shitty people that have, you know, their own thing going on, but a lot of the good repeat clients or repeat, you know, you become friends, and like they all have the same drive and passion, and it makes for really rewarding experiences.
Couldn't agree more. And you did that exactly with the boys, with Jake and Clay.
Yeah, everybody's there.
Like your mates.
Too. Yeah.
Yeah, and they do like an indie rock band. What's that indie rock band name again? Sorry.
Oh, Cape Cartel. That's actually this.
Oh, Cape Cartel. There you
go. Nice.
This is them.
Yes. Definitely check that out if you like. It's like indie rock. I've seen them, went and saw them live. They are the loveliest dudes. Like, I met them at your place. You told me, man, you love these guys. I'm like, yeah, cool. Yeah, you never know. And like, you know, every party, used to have a lot of parties pre-COVID, so I'd see the boys a lot. We all had this beer pong thing going on. And they, strangely enough, they live next door to me, like not like
building,
20 meters walk. And I've been up there. I talked to Jake a bunch. I think Clay's completely off. He's not on social and much like that. But I talk to Jake pretty regularly. Yeah, just good fucking dudes. And when you just said that, I'm like, I totally get it, because like I'm talking to him independently. Like, I'm mates with them, and we bump into them because we live here. So we bump into at the supermarket and shit. Like, it's super cool. So that you've illustrated that within yourself, like you are the people that you're really close with, to the point where you'd introduce them to the other people you're close with. I can see that, you know, the
merge the squads.
Merge. That's another in joke right there. Jesus Christ. Yeah, man. This is that's a whole other story. But no, this is
again someday though.
I think about beer pong a bunch, to be honest. I'd love to, because you just bought a table before COVID finished.
Yeah, haven't had too much opportunity to use it.
Mate, we have to pong it up.
Far from ideal, you know what I mean?
Far from ideal. It's just out of control. But this was
balls in cups.
It's what?
I just want to put some balls in cups.
All we want to do is put some balls in cups.
I mean,
that's what a man wants to do.
Teabag some cups, buddy.
Teabag it up, bro. Teabag it up and drink some shit beer out of them. So, boys.
Yeah, I was wrapping it up. My bad, I had to steered it there.
Nah, you're good. That was a fantastic addition to it. I love that. I think that was a great sentiment and a great comparison. Once again, it shows that for the people listening, for wanting to do the same thing, like, this is you boys. I mean, you're that side. You guys are the example of that 10,000 hours and stuff. I love it. I think it's a great thing to add. So, Rich, thank you so much for doing this, bro.
Thank you, brother.
Mean to do it for a while. Love you the best. We know, make sure King Richard Films and is it richardbastarache.com or richardbastarachefilms.com?
Either, but kingrichardfilms.com will get you straight to the music videos. If
Boom. That's right. Nice. I forgot about that. Easier. Nosh, where can everybody find you on your birthday?
Jump on the Googles at Notion Baby on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, at Illnote Studios on Instagram and Facebook, illnotestudios.com, notionbeats.com. Holla at you, motherfucking. See?
Boom! I'm gonna take the thumbnail just before I tell you mine. Almost forgot. Rich, hold up the beer.
Matron.
Oh,
there we go. Grab him. Ready. Stunning. Y'all can get guys. Before I even tell you where to find me, make sure you go buy Notion some cupcakes and send it to him. He likes cupcakes.
Hey,
send them out to him.
I do. I love them. On Yamas.
He will. He'll yam it up. Y'all can find me at CWEFOR on Instagram and Twitter. Guys, thank you so much for watching. This was the final episode of the Relentless Unpacked part of mini-series within Season 2. When Notion's EP drops next, we're going to do a deep dive in that. When my next project, we'll keep doing it. We're going to keep having Rich and Josh. I imagine you guys will be regular guests on this to talk through everything. But this is super fun. I'm glad next week we'll be back with the regular shit-talking podcasts where we talk about news and music and all sorts of nonsense.
All the fun stuff that's happened in the last few weeks that we didn't cover.
Exactly right. So that's going to be fun. So appreciate y'all. We will see you next week, man. Oh, hang on. No, I didn't do the thing. If you enjoyed the episode, smash the thumbs up. I just threw myself off. Hit subscribe below. Hit the notification bell.
Ding.
So you know when the new episodes drop. Follow us on social media everywhere at The Movement Fam. We drop these typically every Monday at 8 p.m. It won't be 8 p.m. this week on Monday because it's almost 8 p.m. Monday right now. We'll get this out probably tonight. And, mate, we'll see you next week. Fucking get a dog up ya.
Get a kitty up ya, actually. Rich?
Get it in ya. Get a kitty in ya. Happy birthday, Nosh.
Happy birthday, Nosh. On ya. On ya. Birthday. 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 Notion. Birthday. That's you. Birthday. Get a dog up. Get look, it's a stubby, mate. Get a fucking dog up, y'all.
I'm gonna show for Tinny.